Hi everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, my name is Julie Montague, the American Viscountess, and we are starting our 5 days of a homemade English Christmas. If you are new to my channel, feel free to comment anything that you see throughout this video. And of course, if you are a big subscriber to my channel, make sure that you like and you are hitting notifications that they're on, because all this week we will be bringing you some really fun English traditions and really homemade recipes. The first recipe though, I'm afraid, yes, this is slightly an Italian a panettone I have here, but it's something actually that I started to make for my family several years ago. And so I'm making it up. All right, so it's not necessarily an English recipe, but it is an absolutely delicious homemade Christmas recipe. So what you need is 750 grams of panettone. So this is a really popular gift that is given to people throughout the Christmas holidays. And if you're anything like me, a lot of times we have several of these panettones, and so I decided to make something fun with one of the panettones one year, rather than just having it every day as a delicious panettone as it is. And I decided to do something called a bread and butter panettone. Now you can find various recipes on the internet. I've kind of tweaked it to mine a little bit, but it is absolutely delicious and it's one of my favorites. And when I was growing up, bread and butter pudding was one of my favorite desserts. So to start out with, you're just gonna need a tin. So you can have a tin or you can even use a pie plate. And of course, we need to grease the tin. So I'm just gonna give it a good little grease here, just greasing the tin, but I'm gonna do something else as well. So I'm just greasing the tin. I'll be using butter, as you can see a little bit later. So greasing the tin. And then as far as really the ingredients goes, you need 5 eggs. I put my 5 eggs in here. You're gonna need 125 grams of butter. You'll need 300 milliliters of whole milk, 300 milliliters of double cream. I don't know if I said it yet, maybe not. 100 grams of brown sugar or demerara sugar, or you can even use castor sugar as well, up to you. I would leave a little bit of the sugar on the side and you'll see why, just like a little bit, maybe just like a tablespoon, some vanilla and a vanilla extract, or you can use a vanilla pod. And then I am going to use Buck's Fizz marmalade. So I'm gonna be using marmalade at the very end, but it's got Buck's, it's called Christmas Buck's Fizz marmalade with edible glitter. So I'm making mine very, very Christmassy indeed. So to begin with, we need to make a base. I've just greased my pan. I'm gonna use some of this leftover sugar here, or sugar that I put on the side, and I'm also just gonna put the sugar into the base as well. Just there, putting it into the base. Now, from here, I'm gonna cut off the sides of the panettone, and the sides are really gonna shape the base of the bread and butter pudding that we're making. So it's gonna shape the base. So I'm just gonna go around and take off the sides little by little. There we go. So from here, I'm gonna put these I'm gonna start with that one at the bottom and just really cover it. So I wanna cover it. And then I also want to do the sides. So I might split this one in half a little bit and plop it up there. So I'm creating here a little bit. It doesn't matter if it's inside or outside. And I'm also gonna do the same thing on the bottom as well. Just a little bit more here, just so I can go all the way around. And then I've got this bit, which I'll be using a little bit later. So again, just putting this around the sides. This is, again, bread and butter pudding, so it's messy. It doesn't need to look, and it won't, in fact, when it's all done, it is not going to look beautiful, but I can tell you, this is my children's favorite recipe. So there is really a lovely, perfect base. Now from here, I want to mix together the milk, the cream, the egg, and the vanilla. And I'm just gonna simmer it for a little bit. I'm gonna head on over here to my aga, and voila. So opening it up, putting in the milk, putting in the cream, and putting in the butter, as well as, well, it depends on how vanilla you like yours. So I'm just gonna do just really a teaspoon of vanilla. And I'm not going to set it on the hot ring here because we do not want this to boil. We just want this to, of course, get warm and melt. I'll get my wooden spoon ready, give it a nice little stir. And in the meantime, this doesn't take very long. It takes about 5 minutes. Right, so now, while that is sort of warming up and the butter's melting, we're gonna whisk together 5 eggs and 100 grams of sugar. So you can use castor sugar. I'm gonna use a little bit of demerara sugar, and I'm just gonna whisk this together. So looking lovely and whisked together. I'm gonna leave this for now. So in the meantime, while that's melting and it's almost done, I'm going to cut the panettone into just chunks. So just lovely chunks. And this is really gonna be the filling, if you like. So these are in, just keep going around in circles, creating them into these chunks. By the way, if you have children, it is a fun recipe to make with them because it's about to get very, very messy. And who doesn't love a good mess? Right, so from here, so it looks like the mixture's done, and Pippa here is having a lovely sleep next to the aga, which is the warmest place in the house. So she's very, very clever. She knows she's having her cat nap. So I'm gonna take this and be mindful not to sort of trample all over Pippa. And this mixture, I'm just going to put it in with the egg mixture. Perfect. Put that in with the egg mixture, combine them together. So a little bit of combination there. From here, this is the fun bit. So make sure you're wearing an apron. I'm going to place the panettone in here so for it to absorb this lovely mixture. But before I do that, I just want to pour just a tiny bit into the base here. So make sure that these get covered as well. So just a tiny bit into the base. There we go. And now let the fun begin. Put these in, make sure that they are getting as much liquid in them. And there will be some extra left over, you'll see, but we will use all of it. Right, so I wanna let this just stay for about 2 minutes here. Just about 2 minutes to make sure that all of this lovely creamy mixture really is absorbed into the panettone. So we'll just leave it here for 2 minutes. And it's ready. It's a big difference when you let it just sort of absorb. It's lovely and gloopy. So I'm just gonna take these pieces and put them into the pan. All of these pieces, lovely. It's absolutely delicious. It smells amazing. There we go, perfect fit. So there's a little bit extra here, and depending on what you want, you can pour maybe just a tiny bit. I might pour just a little bit left, but pretty much I think we've done it. Now, last but not least is of course that Buck's Fizz marmalade, right? What we want to do is we're gonna just insert just little sort of blobs of it, as I like to say, into it. So I'm just gonna take a little blob here and insert that there. And just do a nice one here. You can also do, listen, you can do chocolate. Chocolate's really nice to put in. I'm gonna keep mine quite sweet as far as keeping the fruit, and I'm just blobbing it in. And I'm gonna do one more right in the center. Fantastic. Last but not least is this last bit of sugar. I'm just gonna take the sugar and to put it over. There we go, the top of it. Just give it a little bit of that crisp. And we are ready to put this in the oven. So oven is 180 degrees Celsius. Gosh, it's been a long time since I've worked with Fahrenheit. But Fahrenheit, let's see, that's roughly, I think about 375, but we'll put in the description down below. It's hard to keep track of the metric and the imperial measures. And I'm gonna take this and pop it in for 20 minutes. So I'm gonna pop it in, and again, I've gotta be very careful of Pippa here, who is having a lovely nap, not even noticing what I'm doing. Popping it into my aga, the top right one, and there it goes for lovely 20 minutes. And we'll check back in 20 minutes time. All right, 20 minutes. And oh yes, I can hear it. Oh my goodness, it's absolutely perfect. Absolutely beautiful. I mean, I am super pleased right now, but I know also that my children will be very pleased. As I said, this is their favorite pudding at Christmas time. We make a couple of these throughout the Christmas period, just because we do have, and even are given, quite a few panettones. So I am going to try this because I know my children will be eating this tonight. So I am going to, again, scoop in here and just take a little bit, and definitely get that box fizz marmalade in there as well. But oh, absolutely beautiful. I'm not going to take too much so I don't get in huge trouble with my children, but I'll take just enough to satisfy me. Oh my goodness, absolutely. It really is. It really is one of the best puddings, especially around Christmas, that I think I've ever made. Absolutely delicious. Absolutely delicious. Do comment down below if you've tried this recipe and you like it as well. If you have any other panettone recipes, make sure that you comment down below and let us know. But be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and also turn notifications on so you can be notified when every day this week a new video about homemade English Christmas comes out. Thanks everybody, and see you tomorrow.